Hey everybody, thanks for joining me on Fil-Am, Fil-Fam, Destination Philippines. This is a video journal of me making changes in my life in order to attain a goal, and that goal is moving to the Philippines. And today's episode is titled Catalyst for Change, How Andrew Tate Changed My Life. I first came across Andrew Tate earlier this summer, right around the time when all the leftists and pro-aborts were invading churches, intruding on church services and invading our sanctuaries. And I kept on thinking, I'm like, you know, why are they doing this to us? Why did Muslims get a pass? Why are we not seeing any videos of, intrusions on into a mosque by blue-haired leftists? And it just so happened that I came across this clip, one of the probably the very first clip that I saw of Andrew Tate. He was comparing Christianity and Islam. He made a statement saying that you can walk down the streets of London with a T-shirt that says Jesus is gay and nothing's going to happen to you. He said you walk down the street in London with a shirt saying Muhammad is gay, the Prophet Muhammad is gay, you're not going to make it down to the end of the street. You're going to be dead. And I was like, yeah, exactly. And so I'm like, who is this guy? Who is he? I've never seen him before. All of a sudden, he just popped up on my feed. And the more I'm scrolling and checking out his content, everything he's saying is just like, yeah, yeah, I agree with everything he says, except for the times when he talked about how he was an atheist and he didn't really believe that there was God and stuff. He's since changed that. He talks about God a lot now. I don't know the details of his faith or whatever. He says he's a Christian and he lives in Romania, 99.3% Christian population, and he says he likes it there. He says he believes that any type of religion, whether it's Islam, Christianity, or whatever, instills, a sense of morality into the community. And he's right. Because look outside the window. All this nonsense is happening now because church attendance has dropped. Because they take the Bible out of schools. You can't have the Ten Commandments hanging on a wall in a kindergarten class. But you can have the pride flag everywhere. You can have drag queen story hour in the gymnasium. There was drag queen story hour down the street from my house this summer. A Navajo drag queen dropping it like it's hot, doing the butterfly or whatever, and with a bunch of kids sitting around. So I started looking into his content more, and everything he's saying is clicking and clicking and clicking, and he's building a fire. Like there's a fire growing inside of me. I knew it was always there. And I came across this clip when he's talking about, are you going to be the type of man that says, I'm going to do 500 push-ups today and then puss out? And like right there, that fuse was lit. I went home that day with such drive and motivation. And I went home that day. I threw away my TV immediately. Um, I can't remember what else I did that day, but actually, I probably just drank beer and watched TV. But I remember saying tomorrow morning when I wake up, and tomorrow I'm going to do 500 push-ups, and no matter how long it takes. I did 150 push-ups before work, and when I got home from work, I did the rest of them, 350. It took me a couple hours. It got to the point where I'm only doing sets of 8. And just ever since then, I'm I'm realizing that I have this potential inside of me, potential to do something more than what I'm doing now or what I was doing before. Because what I'm doing now, I'm not going to say it's all because of Andrew Tate, because I know, my God plays the biggest part. You know, there's no doubt that, he was placed in front of me and he's motivating men all over the world, all over the country, everywhere. Men are motivating. Men are changing themselves because of Andrew Tate. That's why he got banned. Because they do want to make us weak. They want to make men weak. They want to make us feminine. And he stands up against that. All these men stand up against that. And if there's anything, now all five of these men have more than one thing in common. But one of the major things that they have in common is any pink or purple haired, blue haired leftist, they hate all these men. These men are they're my support. They're my wisdom, they're my philosophy, they're my faith, my king, my God. They're all information. They're giving me knowledge, and I'm soaking it in like a sponge. Everything I'm doing right now is because of the fire that Andrew Tate lit inside of me. I'm over 5 weeks sober now. No more 420. I'm watching my diet, exercising, biking 18 miles to work. It was Tate that got me to start building up my biking. I started biking 4 miles a day to work. I would drive halfway to work, and I have a bike rack for my car. I would drive about 4 miles to work, park in like a grocery store parking lot where there's lots of lights and security and everything. My car never had any problems, and bike the rest of the way. And I did that. I would do that. I started doing that like 2 times a week, and then the next week, 3 times a week. And then I just kept on listening to Tate motivation. And one thing that just kept on popping up, he's just like, stop being a pussy. Do the work. And I said, you're right. And from that day, I've been biking 18 miles a day. I got to do it. I was taking these baby steps, trying to build myself up and, make sure I don't push myself too hard. But forget that. Push myself hard now. And that's what I did. Last week, I biked 110 miles. This week, we're working Saturday again. I'm going to bike another 110 miles. My minimum every week is going to be at least 100 miles. If we're not working Saturdays, Saturday morning when I wake up, because I do 92 miles Monday through Friday, Saturday morning when I wake up, I'm going to make sure I got 100 miles in, even if we're not working Saturdays. You know? And also, yeah, I joined Hustlers University. Yep, worth it. The first week I joined Hustlers University, I quit drinking for 10 days. You know, I was spending at least $50 a week on beer and, plus snacks and junk food and Jack in the Box, I don't just get a burger and fries. No, I get a double bacon jack with cheese, large curly fries, sometimes two large curly fries and four tacos. You know, I quit all that. That first week I joined Hustlers University. I'm not I Hustlers University, let me start off with this. If you say Hustlers University is a Ponzi scheme or it's a low key, it's a pyramid scheme, that tells me two things about you. First, you're not a member of Hustlers University, and second, you're probably a TikToker. Just take the flyby knowledge. Oh, well, I saw this and somebody said that it's a pyramid scheme. It's not. Before I discovered Andrew Tate and I discovered Hustlers University, I was Googling YouTube, how to make money online, how to make money online. Everything that's in Hustlers University, I found online. Freelance work, copyright, Airbnb flipping, dropship companies, cryptocurrency, everything. But with the YouTube videos, yeah, you can watch and learn and you can figure it all out. But with HU, you get to talk to other people. It's more detailed. Now, I'm not a good student when it comes to, book stuff. So I'm not progressing as fast. But Hustlers University paid for itself because I don't drink. I don't drink anymore. That right there is worth it to me. And there's going to be some significant upgrades. It's now going to be called the Real World. And the price is going up, $150, but my price is staying the same because I joined when it was HU. And there's all 99% positive reviews on about Hustlers University. If there's bad reviews on Hustlers University, It's because they already know how to do the copywriting. Like I watched one guy, I'm not going to say his name on YouTube, but he had a lot of good information. Because when I was going through the Hustlers University courses for the copywriting campus, they were talking about words I didn't know what these meant. I didn't know what landing page was and avatar and all the different things that they talk about. But, I was looking at other, videos about copywriting, and it all coincided, it all clicked together. But since joining HU and discovering Andrew Tate, he's also lit a spirit of entrepreneurship inside me. When I get to the Philippines, I'm going to be a business owner. I'm going to make money. Whether, like I said, whether I have to do it with a combination of my job or working online or a combination of both, that I can do that. But when I get to Philippines, I have an advantage that most foreigners don't have. In Philippines, you can't own property. You can't own land and a house. You can own condos, but you can't own land and a house. But me, I can go to Philippines and do property deals because I have my mom. In Philippines, for a foreigner, it has to be 40% the foreigner's name, 60% in a Filipino's name. And there's a lot of horror stories about Americans buying homes, buying property for Filipinos, and they come to the house to meet their Filipino wife for the first time or whatever, and they've already bought a house for her and everything, and she's pregnant with man living there, husband. And what happens? She shuts the door on him. Bye bye, you can't stay here, and there's nothing he can do about it. Me, I got my mom, I got my titas, I got my cousins, and I give 10,000 pesos to my mom. Here, mom, go to S&M. I signed this paper. I'm doing a property deal. Okay, son. You know what's she gonna tell me? She's not gonna tell me no because she knows that in order for me to make it there, I have to be on top of my stuff. I'm not gonna be drinking. No more 420. No nothing. When I get to Philippines, I'm gonna be in tip-top shape. I'm going to be tip-top shape here, and I'm going to have a nice stash of cash in the bank. I'm not going to the Philippines unless I have 50K in the bank. Now, for some of you guys, by the age of 40, you probably already got that. I don't have that. Never have. But it's in order for me to get to that point, there's all these steps that I got to make. It's got to be discipline, not just motivation, discipline. Tate says you have to instill a system of discipline in your life. Everything he says is positive. Now, whatever he says, calling women bitches and stuff, I don't care about that. Act like a duck, quack like a duck, you're a duck. You know what I mean? I mean, my ex, she broke up with me one day because of Andrew Tate. Her teenage daughters told her that he's a misogynist. And it was back during the Andrew Tate TikTok challenge when, a girl asked their boyfriend what their opinion of Andrew Tate is, and if he has anything positive to say, break up with him. And that's exactly what she did. It's just like, idiot, dummy. But he's done nothing but make me want to be the best man that I am. Same with Jordan Peterson. These two men, all five of these men, they want you to be the best man you can be. It's commanded by our God, by my God. Be fruitful and multiply. And I just came up with this thing today, this goal. When I get to the Philippines, it's not if I get to the Philippines, it's when I get to the Philippines. My wife, she's gonna be a beauty queen, or at least beauty queen caliber. I'm not gonna settle for anything less. I'm not gonna settle for whatever. Like when you guys meet my wife for the first time, when I put her on this channel, you guys are gonna be like, dang, yup. Because when I get to the Philippines, the day I get off that plane, whether it be in Manila, Cebu, my value is high. Because in order for me to make it to the Philippines, I'm gonna have to be making money already online, plus have a nice bank account, plus I'm American. You know what that does for her children? Makes them American. I asked my cousin, I talked to one of my cousins and, told him how I want to come to Philippines. He's like, why do you want to come to Philippines? We all want to go there. Her children, my beauty queen wife, beauty queen caliber wife, her children are going to be American. That makes me valuable to them. I'm not saying any type of negative connotation or anything like that. I mean, it's just going to be a natural thing that she's going to know, oh, he's American, plus he's good looking, plus he has money, plus he's this, plus he does that. Boom. And one thing I learned about from HU is you got to create a brand, and that's what I did. Fil-Am, Fil-Fam, Fil-Am, Fil-Fam Realty, Fil-Am, Fil-Fam Welding, Fil-Am, Fil-Fam Airbnb, Fil-Am, Fil-Fam Bed and Breakfast, Fil-Am, Fil-Fam Grab Car. It's Everything's coming together. It's just going to take me some time. It's going to take more planning, more discipline, more everything, but everything positive. Plus, Andrew Tate, he's funny as heck. He's hilarious. And he's right. He says, the way he says things is he makes them other person agree with him. They know he's telling the truth, but the way he says it, he knows it pisses them off. And that's just his game. He's toying. Puppet master. Andrew Tate has helped change my life. There's no going back, especially to my ex. Because it's just like with the videos the guys going around. You like Andrew Tate? Love or hate Tate? I hate him. Why? Because he's misogynist. Define misogyny. I'm not doing this. And they walk away. You hate Tate? I hate Tate. Why? Oh, because. They can't say. Because they're NPCs. They can't think for themselves. College campus kids in a university paying 100 grand or whatever to get their degree, and they're idiots. Everything that Tate talks about, I agree 100%. I don't think there's anything that I don't disagree with. He's been nothing but a positive influence in my life. Keeps me laughing, keeps me thinking, keeps the fire in me. It keeps it lit. You know what I mean? And Bo from Tribe of Men, he's Andrew Tate fan too. He's Andrew Tate says if you need to be able to deal with trauma. The more stress that you can deal with, the more successful you are. If you don't have any stress in your life, he says, cause stress for your life. In what way? In a physical way. It gets tough sometimes biking the 18 miles to work. Especially the last couple of days, it's been windy. But it's funny, like I was cracking myself up a couple of weeks ago. I was tired going up the little canal hill. And I thought about Tate. And I said, gravity's for pussies. And I jumped up a gear and I kept going up the hill. I dig. It makes me dig. Because I hear him in my ear. Don't be a pussy. There you go. Click. Dig harder. Dig deeper. Go faster. Push harder. And another funny thing is when my ex contacted me on my birthday back in August, I had mixed feelings about that. But I heard Tate in my ear. She's going to ruin everything. Yep. I mean, the first week with her alone, first week and a half alone, cost me $350 with dinners, getting a room in Sedona, all that stupid stuff. And then all she did was come into my life to wreak havoc. She told me that. That was her intention, to come break my heart. I come to hurt you. She confessed it to me, lied to my face. And I should have dumped her then, but when I was biking and started working out and stuff, my libido was through the roof. So I needed some loving. But I swear, I heard Tate in my ear. She's gonna ruin everything, and she would have, and she tried. She literally tried. But anything he says, I just agree with. Because if you're not an NPC, you have to agree with him. And you can live, and it's true. Everybody that hates Tate, everybody that hates Jordan Peterson, everybody that hates Matt Walsh, everybody that hates Jesus. Miles Monroe, he's passed, but if he was alive, all the same people would hate him too. Why? Because they're sensible. They're not idiots. They're not blue-haired. They're all blue-haired leftists. Every one of every one of these men are rejected by a blue-haired leftist. Every one of these, anybody who likes one of the five of these men, what? They're successful. They're in shape. They're not obese. They're not overweight. They're not idiots. It's so true. You can tell who is an Andrew Tate fan and who is not just by looking at him. You can tell who is a Jordan Peterson fan just by looking at him. And it's the same thing that they say with Tate. Oh, he's misogynist. The same thing. The same thing that any blue-haired leftist, you ask them about Jordan Peterson, they all say the same thing. Oh, he did a study about lobsters. Idiots. But they didn't ever listen to the whole study. They never read anything about the study about lobsters. He didn't do the experiment. He just analyzed the information and came to his own conclusions and told it to the world. But, freaking stupid NPCs, blue-haired leftists out there. And I see them more and more all the time. And that's what I'm fighting against. I'm not against a person that's G, B, T, or L. I'm against that spirit of corruption that's on them. That's what I want to fight against. The woke left. The drag queen story hour. In order for me to fight against that, I have to level up. And maybe all I have to do to fight against that is to preserve a family, my family, raise my family up, raise my children up, protect my family, protect my children. Maybe that's the best way to fight against it. I don't know. I know I have a purpose ever since I became a Christian, ever since I gave my life, ever since I got saved that day, I knew I had a purpose. Too many coincidences. And in this life, there are no coincidences. It's all part of the plan. When you have been surrounded and in the presence of God, there's no going back. You can steer off. You can falter. The path is narrow. You can definitely step off. I have. But I'm back on path. I'm back on track. Focused. Moving forward in a positive way. And there's so much wisdom Tate says. He says you need to build your network. When I get to the Philippines, I don't even know how many cousins I have. I have a network right there. I have older cousins live there their whole life. I need to go anywhere. Kuya, take me here. Show me how. Where to go. They're gonna help me. Small business ideas, like Tay says. Buy you got a 16 or 17-year-old cousin just got his driver's license. What do they want to do? All they want to do is drive. Start an Uber there. In Philippines, it's called Grab, but it's the same thing. I get to Philippines, I buy a couple little, decent cars or whatever. Here, little cousin, you grew up in this area. Go do Grab. You get to keep half the money. Minus the gas, minus the insurance, all that stuff, half is yours. And once I get the money back from paying the car, the purchase price for the car, I'll give them a raise. Little cousin, you're 16 years old, you're 19 years old, you're 20 years old, you ain't doing nothing? Come on, I'm going to teach you how to weld. Because when I get to the Philippines, I'm going to have a generator welder sent over there. MIG, TIG, stick combo. I'm going to teach them. Fil-Am, Fil-Fam welding company. Welding and repair. Here's how you do it, cousin. Here's how you do it, nephew. Go to work. You know what I mean? I'm going to help them eat. And it's not like I'm not going to do this. I'm doing it to make money. But, I'll give them, more. Because there's not a lot of opportunities in Philippines. It's hard over there. That's why my cousin asked me, why do you want to come here? We all want to go there because of the opportunities. If I can come and have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth in the bank, and a drive and a motivation, and I have a large network right there, there's nothing but success waiting for me in Philippines, without a doubt. Train up my sons, train my daughters, train my sons to be strong men. I want to get them into fighting, get them into boxing, kicking, or soccer, kickboxing, whatever. Basketball, sports, athletics. I'm going to do everything for my children that nothing was ever done. I've never received hardly a word of encouragement in my whole life. That's when I read the comments and I get messages on Discord and people are telling me, awesome, you're doing great, keep it up. You don't have any idea what that does to me. Never hearing encouragement, to a lot of encouragement, that lets me know, man, I'm doing good. I even notice at work, people are treating me different. They see something. They see me doing something different and it reflects. Like, it's great. It's all nothing but positive vibes. And I'm helping inspire other people too. That's even a better, another bonus. But when I get to the Philippines, you know, I I have a network of people there. One of my cousins, he was worked on Manny Pacquiao's presidential campaign, and he's a Christian preacher. Boom. I'm not saying he's gonna, just open the door to all his political connections or anything, but he's gonna know somebody who knows somebody. If I have immigration questions or anything like that, I contacted one of my ates and I asked her, do we have a lawyer family or anybody in our familia that's a lawyer? She said, I don't know, but I can find somebody's gonna know somebody who knows somebody. And all the expat bloggers in the Philippines, they all talk about how the Filipino people are one of the best networked people in the world. It's here too in Phoenix. My ex, she knew a ton of people, all business owners, all in network. But when it's blood, it's going to be blood. That bonds. And I'm going to trust them. And I don't think they're going to let me down. Maybe, yeah, I'm sure maybe one or two might, I don't know, maybe try to pull some slick shit or slick stuff on me. I don't know. Probably not likely, especially if I'm helping to make money. If there's no opportunities for him or her or whatever, why not? Especially, like I said, I got an 18-year-old nephew or 18-year-old cousin or whatever, and they're not doing anything. They don't know what to do. Here, let's get the welding rod. I can start doing property deals because I have my mom or my titas to sign the other 60% of ownership for that property. Here, tita, here's, 10,000 pesos. Go to SM. Spend the day in SM, have fun, buy whatever you want. Why are they going to tell me no? They're not going to tell me no. Like I said, when I get to the Philippines, I'm going to be, straight arrow. Focus, determination. Why? Because of Andrew Tate. All these men were ammo. All ammo and information. But Tate he lit the fuse. And he lit it with a freaking blowtorch, dude. Something inside me just blew up. It's not going away. And the discipline brings me home. The Spartan Challenge brings me home. The Tribe of Men Discord group keeps me home. Keeps me straight. There's no failing. I mean, I'm not saying might stub my toe and slip and fall and, mess up a little. I don't know. But I know that I have, with these 5 men behind me, the information they have given me has changed my life. These 5 men all play a part in my life play a role in my life from a man that I never had before. I didn't look up to my dad. He was not ever my hero. I've never had a positive male influence in my life, except for one of my friends in Milwaukee, my older friend, Archie. What's up, Archie? He was the only positive influence in my life. He's the one who planted the seed of Jesus in me. And now the roots grew, and there's fruits starting to bloom. It's starting to come. It's gonna be it's gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be positive, and it's gonna be good. And it's gonna be I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be able to take care of maybe my grandchildren because of Tate. All the wisdom that he was the missing piece of the puzzle that I needed to recognize the potential. And basically, it comes down to this, like, stop being a pussy. And one of the things he says is, nobody's coming to save you. And that's one thing. I was always looking for somebody to save me, mostly a woman. That didn't work out. Nobody's coming to save you. And the next thing that I think about a lot is if he can do it, I can do it. If that guy down the street that's biking to work every day, if he can do it, I can do it. Level up in all areas and don't be a pussy. Quit being a pussy. That's what basically came down to. And my family in the Philippines, excuse me for my language. This video is geared mostly towards for men. Sorry, but it's all good. Andrew Tate, man, top G. He is. He's 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 doing things for men that haven't been done for a while. Men look up to him. I look up to him. He's like the big brother that I never had, that I always wanted. The big brother that would smack you on the back of your head. Stop being an idiot. I never had that. I mean, my sisters, they would tell me stop being a dumbass all the time, but then they didn't. But then they even tell me how, or they're just whatever. But yet, they don't even follow their own advice. Andrew Tate changed my life. Catalyst for change. How Andrew Tate changed my life. Fil-Am, Fil-Fam, Destination Philippines. Thank you.